Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Between Us Two. I'm your host, Megan,
And I'm Jess.
and today we are going to talk about relationships and how to avoid them.
No, we are not avoiding relationships.
Oh, I think I misunderstood the assignment then.
Okay, wait. On a serious note, though, why do we all ignore red flags until they start waving like a parade?
Because I thought it was a carnival. All right, no, all jokes aside, I think the reason why we all avoid red flags is because we think that shit is a stoplight, and if you fucking stare at it long enough, it does eventually turn green.
I love how you said, no, all jokes aside, and then proceeded to make a joke.
Because I can't stay fucking serious for more than like 2 minutes. It hurts my brain.
I love it.
All right, so relationships. Let's dive in.
Okay, so regarding relationships, there are a variety of things that we can talk about or that I think about. For example, there's, romantic relationships, there's relationships with our family members, there are relationships with your friends, coworkers. I figured we can start with kind of just talking about romantic relationships because why not?
Well, I've only had two of those in my entire life. Is that I like I,
It still counts because they were each almost a decade long. Are you kidding me?
yeah, so the first one was 8-ish years. It was like a little over 8, and then my current relationship, yeah, this year will be 10 years. We make
And
10 years this year.
how did you meet how did you meet both of them? I like how I said both of them.
So, all right, my first relationship, this is going to sound bad,
Oh.
but I was like 15. So he was going to prom with some girl. And I didn't go to that school yet, but so he was going to prom with this girl, and then a friend of mine was going with someone, and they were, like, all going together as a group, and that was the first time I ever saw him. So I'm, like, sitting in the car because I was just there hanging for the weekend. I didn't go to this school. I wasn't going to this prom. I was only, like, a sophomore at the time. And so I started yelling out the window, like, "Hey, you're really cute," like, shit like that, and then this was during MySpace days. So, okay, yeah, we're talking over 15 years ago,
MySpace.
yeah. And then he sent me was it a friend request then? I don't know, like,
I don't
on
know.
MySpace, and then we just started chit-chatting a little bit and then started dating a little like, a few months after that. And then Sean, I actually met Sean just before my divorce from number 1 was finalized. And we had, like, a few classes together, but we never really talked, and then I was actually standing outside of the university library because I was in college at the time, and he came up to me, and he was like, "Hey, I think we're in this class together. Do you have an extra cigarette?" And we just kinda been vibing ever since.
Oh my god, I love that because that sounds like an introduction to friendship, not like a
Yeah,
whole
oh,
ass like
yeah, like,
relationship.
I love the story of, like, when you and I met, and we can get to
Oh my
that,
god, yeah,
but yeah,
yeah, definitely.
but
So I asked because like same here, just the way that I met and either one of my former partners was kind of just meeting them in person, school, work, right? But I realized that I guess quote unquote modern dating has to do with like meeting people via apps. I've never done that, and hey, I'm not here to judge like at all. Like I know that good and bad can come with in person or apps. Like I know that.
Well, yeah, like, so and I know people who have met their partner on, like,
Hmm.
Tinder or, I know there's a few of them now, and it worked out great, and they're,
Right.
like, married, and they're happy, and I never quite utilized that
Hmm.
because, like I said, I've only had 2 relationships, I was going through a divorce, certainly not looking for another one, and, then it just kinda happened, so I've never really I don't ever wanna be in the situation where I'm, like, swiping and
Yeah,
I don't have I have the attention span of a fucking goldfish, like,
I'm
I would be
freaking
like,
shy.
"Eh,
No,
eh,
thank you. I mean,
eh,
I'm here to
alright, I'm
talk
bored,"
about
like,
I'm shy. We're here on a podcast, but
we're
um,
both shy.
that's why we just be talking to a microphone. Okay, so when it comes to, I know we can't really speak on it because we didn't actually experience it, but based on what you've heard, struggles between like,
Also, can I say one more thing about the dating apps thing? I would be, like, so fucking paranoid that I was meeting up with a serial killer, and now I'm on Dateline because
yes,
I'm dead.
okay, but you can do that also in person. like, you can remember, like, they tend to not they, like, not everybody. People will act like exactly what you think you're looking for.
I mean,
Like, they
that's
know what
true,
you're
that's
looking for,
true.
and,
Like,
so then, that's why, like, you'll hear stories about, um, "We didn't start until we got married, and then when I didn't cook him the food that he wanted, he punched me in the face." You know what I mean? No, like,
I'm not okay, so first of all, I just wanna say domestic violence is not funny, I'm not
no.
laughing at that, I just wasn't expecting you to say that.
I know,
Oh,
sorry.
God, threw me off. That's a good point, but, I mean, I worry about the same thing with, like, Ubers too. Like, you just use this fucking app
Yeah.
and you order a ride, and then you it's like we spend our lives, like, telling our kids, "Don't get in cars with strangers," and then we go and order a fucking Uber, okay, our home, where we live now.
Yes, yes, and where we work.
Yeah, like,
And then they also know your friend's address. No.
they know what bar you go to.
But you know what though? Like, it's so easy to think about like all the bad things that can happen, right? And I think that's really common. People have trust issues, people experience really shitty things. And I feel like we don't really get to talk enough about the green flags.
Okay, okay, yeah.
Like they're, underrated traits. Or honestly, I do have a really good one for you. So especially when you are someone or are used to people who only experience like unhealthy or toxic relationships, right? So when you start to experience green flags, you're like, are you lying to me? Like, are you trying to, and let me,
Bruh.
right? And I'll give you the perfect example. It's a lot of things that should be normalized, I guess. But people are not used to. So when my boyfriend, like, he opens the door for me every single time that we get into a car. Doesn't matter whose car it is. I'm not even kidding. I have literally like he would be distracted. I would get in the car. He would literally open the door, ask me to get out so that he can open it
That is so
and
cute.
created that habit. So now I find myself only because I know he's gonna do that. I find myself like I'll wait for him because I know he's gonna like yeah. It's the sweetest thing ever.
Chivalry isn't dead. Don't let them
Should
lie to
be.
you.
Should be, yeah. That's one little example.
No, I love that, and, like, I think about stuff that, like, my partner has done for me too, like, for those who don't know, Stardew Valley is it's a video game, and I was addicted to that shit like crack. I think I put, like, 2,000 hours into that game since my partner actually got it for me back, I think in, like, 2017. So, this was when I was in grad school, I think it was around grad school, I was, like, really stressed, all that stuff. So, like, he made me a bunch of, like, foods based off of the game.
You've never told
And
me
it was the
that.
sweetest and, like, he still does, like,
Yeah.
well, like, even after 10 years together, because this was recent, like, this was just within the last few years, and he still will do stuff like that even after 10 years. And it's like and like you said, like, when you're used to being around
Hmm.
red flags, like, it took a lot to get used to being with a green flag.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because 'Cause I'm like, "Is it's gonna change it, it's like a fucking stoplight."
Yes. Another one I can think of is the way he treats my family, my mother, my sisters, the respect he has for my dad. Like none of my like nobody that I've ever dated before behave that way. Was and I don't even mean like back when I was, 17 years old. Of course, we're all shy at that age. I'm not
I
expecting
wasn't shy at that age, that shit came later after all the trauma.
okay, valid, but I was.
I got stories about when I was 17 we're not gonna tell here.
Not all of them. No, yeah, and like, well, let's honestly, I could just compare, like, not compare, but I mean, just even if it was the last several years, I've never seen anyone put in the effort that he puts in or how important it was to get along with my siblings, or my parents, like either one.
I also take pride in knowing that I had a helping hand in getting you and your current partner together. That
Yep.
was like my life's mission. I was like, "We're gonna make this happen one way or the other," and then it did, and I was like, "Holla fucking Luya, man."
And then yeah, I was gonna say happily ever after, but we're still in our love story. Let me stop.
Yeah, so I mean, 10 years going, I'm still in mine, so
There you go. There you
we
go.
haven't killed each other yet.
But yeah, so
He turns the fucking AC on in March and it freezes me out, but
So we're good.
but he's a good dude.
So you know the chivalry that we're talking about, it he extends it to my family. Like when I'm especially when I'm hanging out with my mom, he always makes sure to open the door for my mom. But yeah, I love that.
Ooh, so okay, so this is for me personally because when I met my current partner, I was 23, freshly divorced, mother of 3. Nobody in their early 20s wants anything to do with that shit, okay? And I mean, we took it very slow, very like, we didn't move in together until the last few years, but like you would think he's been raising kids his entire life because it's hard to, especially like when you're dating in your early 20s, to meet someone that's like accepting of the fact that you're divorced, first of
Mhm.
all, when you're still a kid, and then you got some kids, and, like, I remember having a conversation with him, and I was like he asked me if I lived on campus. I was like, like, I'm a mom." I didn't
Mhm.
wanna start with, "No, I have 3 kids," because then he's gonna be like, "Peace the fuck out." So he's like, "How old's your child?" I was like, "1 is 5, 1 is 4, 1 is
You
chill."
should have added all three. I just think
Like, and then so I forgot where I was going with that, but just, having someone, like, be accepting of that
yeah,
was,
yeah.
and, like, just he's so good with them, he's so good with them, and they're teenagers now, and, like, teenagers, you wanna put them through a fucking window, and the patience that
Mhm.
he has is admirable.
Yeah. And it's not to say either that he didn't put in the work to get there, right? It's not like one day it just clicked and he was amazing. Like
Oh,
I've known
yeah,
him for
no,
several
no,
years now.
yeah.
So I did get to see I feel like I got to see a lot of that progress,
Mhm.
right? And like
Oh, yeah, like I said, because we took it really slow,
yeah, exactly.
we were both kinda on the same page, like, we don't want
Hmm.
him to, like, come into their life and then it doesn't work out,
Yeah.
and then now they're like,
Yeah.
"Oh my
Like
god."
you guys
Yeah.
were definitely from based on what you've told me, you guys were exploring a lot of that. Not just the you having kids part, but just like you as a person, him as a person, what you guys like the expectations of the relationship in the future. Like you guys were exploring so much, but like it got to a point where you both like eventually decided that you realizing you wanted to commit
Yeah. Oh,
and
yeah.
that
I would hope so, we're getting married.
oh no, well yeah, not I meant like
No turning back now, Sean.
right, stuff with you. Well, no, he might still have that receipt for the engagement ring.
Doubt it. I throw everything away.
Um, but yeah, no, and
Usually something he ends up needing.
no, but I give him props for all the effort he did put in to be as good as he is now. Like that's what matters is the effort that they put in.
I mean, I also think, like, the one thing that helped me is all my kids have the same dad,
Oh my gosh.
because that's not true for everyone. You meet someone at 23 and she's like, "I got 3 kids." It's like,
And three baby daddies.
yeah, then
Yeah.
it's like, uh,
Yeah. Like
you
it's
might be the problem, hun. Can I say that? I don't know.
that well that or because I've had this conversation, a similar conversation with my sister before, vice versa, right? Her looking for a guy who might have one or multiple kids. And, our first thought wasn't even like, "Oh, wow, you have kids with someone." No, it was, I am at a place, like she wants to end up in a place where it's just peaceful. She's working towards that. I wouldn't say that having to deal with other people is a part of that sometimes. You know what I
No,
mean? Like, you
no.
just don't want to do that to yourself. It's not even like maybe you're assuming, but kind of just protecting your peace as much as you can. Like, by a certain age, we literally just decide that we don't even wanna look into if something is good, we don't wanna take that risk sometimes.
Yeah, yeah. And like, I mean, when you get involved with anybody with kids, you don't fucking know the circumstances surrounding it with their other parent, and like there's always some drama, and
Yeah. I mean,
like
I don't wanna say always, but it's just unfortunately
moving on.
it is also really important to not just recognize other people's red flags, but our own.
Oh, girl, I have a shit. I am like, we could do a whole episode. I know I say that a lot, but we could do a whole episode on all of the red flags I think I have. How do you like, do you think you have a lot of red flags?
Not as much as before, but yes. So
Okay.
so, like and that's the thing, and I think that's actually the direction I wanted to go. It's a lot it's easier to point out the flaws and the toxic qualities that we've had, in our 20s or teenagers, whatever it is. We've mentioned in the first episode how much we've changed.
Yes.
over the years, right? But the parts that we are still working on is still like it still tends it's still a hard pill for me to swallow.
Oh, yeah, like, I there's definitely times, even now, like, in my relationship where, like, we'll be having, cause like, we don't fight, like,
Of course.
but we'll be having, like, a disagreement or something, and I know that I'm wrong admitting that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Girl.
No, like, what I've learned to do with that instead of like standing there is I'm not saying that it's better, but I rather stand there and like I rather stand there quietly for a second. You know what I mean? Kind of just to gather myself first
Okay,
and
okay.
then thinking and then taking responsibility. Kind of like, all right, I feel stupid. I need to stay quiet for a second, gather myself, and then I'm gonna say, you know what? You're right. No matter how hard or how much it hurts.
See, for me, it's a whole, like, I have to go through, like, the 5 stages of grief, and it's like, I realized I was wrong fucking 20 minutes ago, and I have to swallow my freaking pride and just be like, "Yeah, I fucked up.
Is this
You're right."
is this after like you continue to argue?
So, yeah,
Oh, nah,
I
girl.
continue, like, not as much now,
No, no. I mean,
and,
yeah.
like, the good thing about him is he knows when I know that I'm wrong, like, when you've been with someone for almost a decade, they know you better than you know yourself.
Yeah, honestly,
And then, like,
yes.
after, he'll be like, "Well, I was right, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah, but you don't gotta rub it in."
Right, right. No, and like that, I'm not gonna lie, that is something that that I do take pride in. It's that I will sit there quietly before I build myself up to be like, "You're fucking right. Yes, yes, I'm sorry, I
Can
love
you just
you."
give me
Like,
a fucking minute to breathe?
yeah, no, and like it's getting better, but yeah, something that I do is no, and I will say though, I am proud of myself that it doesn't bother me to be wrong as much as it used to.
Yeah,
It really doesn't.
it there's no reason in my relationship for it to bother me to be wrong.
Exactly,
It's my
yeah.
own trauma.
With a good man, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? That
Oh,
makes a
yeah,
big
yeah, like,
difference.
I could accidentally burn the house down, and he would be like, "No, I can see what went wrong." A red flag for me is which is funny because I have a whole master's in communication. I'm not a good communicator. I I struggle with, like,
Mhm.
expressing myself, and I worked on it with my therapist, and yeah, like, I'll be like, "Well, he should know what's wrong." Like, he should be able to be inside my mind at all times and know what I'm thinking.
You're like, "It's been 9 years, you should
Yeah,
know."
like, if I'm giving you that look, you should know that you made me mad. Like, so I'm a horrible communicator when it comes to expressing how I feel.
Yeah,
Getting better,
yeah.
getting better.
I mention and, like, take really serious about, you know, back in the day when I was an angry teenager. Well, I feel like some of that anger sometimes tends to, like, take a little peek.
Oh, yeah, it's like, "Hey, I'm still here."
You're like, "Hey."
And then you're like, "Bitch, get the fuck back in there."
Yeah, pretty much, yeah, like,
I
I
told you you could
suffer
come out.
in
Suffer in.
suffer it as much as I can, but yeah, the reason why I mentioned that anger is because when I'm upset or triggered or I'm just struggling overall, like, I feel that like, I know it's okay to be angry, but when you know that the other person didn't necessarily do anything wrong, but you
Yeah,
know that you're just upset for your own reason, oh
yeah,
my
yeah.
it's
And
the worst.
one way I know that I've grown, though, is because one thing I've never done to Sean is, one thing I've never so, like, with my first relationship, when we would fight, like, I am using my words to rip I'm finding a way to drag your mother into it, like, I'm going all the fucking way. Like, I am
Wait,
gonna
still?
No, no, no,
Oh,
no, I'm
oh,
saying,
sorry.
well, no, okay, if him and I were to argue now, probably, but I would never do that to Sean. I could never, like, look at him and, like, say mean, hurtful, like, even if he, like, has me so mad, I wanna, like, scream. No, like, I just never and so I'm like, "That's gross.
No,
Look at
you're
that."
right. You're absolutely right.
Which, I mean, is, like, shouldn't be an achievement to not
No, but
verbally abuse your partner.
you don't, that's the
To
point.
know that, like,
Yeah.
I don't do that,
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah,
"Oh, like, I am capable of being unhealthy, like,
yeah.
I'm capable of being a healthy partner for someone. Because after my last relationship, I didn't know. I
Yeah.
didn't know.
In my last relationship, well, no, I can't even use that as an example, he was shitty, but, like,
Girl, there were so many red flags, like, that was Six Flags, bitch. Like, roller coasters and everything.
yes,
Big, shiny red flags.
broken machine. Um, no, what I was thinking about
Like,
was
Fright Fest.
what I was thinking about was more so constantly being blamed, like, "You're doing this, you're doing this, you're doing this," right? So now, if I'm upset and I am like, I mean, you know me,
Got that rest in bitch
no,
face.
that's not what I was gonna
Just
say.
kidding. Oh, that's me, I'm sorry.
No, what I was gonna say was my feelings are on my face. Like, everyone says that. The second I'm off, "Jess, you good?" It's just like, "Oh, yeah, that's right, I forgot you can see it." Um, yeah, so the problem now is that if dude, it could be about the damn dishes. I'm not saying we argue, we don't, that my boyfriend is a fucking angel.
Well, in long terms, there's terms. In long in long-term relationships, it's usually the little things that you get upset
Well, mine
about.
isn't long term
It's
yet.
like, why well, it's been over a year.
No, you're right.
It's like, "Why can't you put your fucking socks in the hamper?"
It's so
It's right there!
even small things like that though, I unfortunately, because of my previous relationship, now I am constantly thinking that I'm just being an asshole. So I will literally tell him, "I am so sorry if I'm being a bitch," right? Like, I'm trying to hold my he's like, "When?"
Yeah, like,
It's just like, "Are you kidding me?"
I was gonna say I can never imagine him being like, "Yeah, you're being a
I
bitch."
mean, no, fair, but okay, I don't always say bitch, so that's fair. He's not gonna
Yeah,
sit there and be like, "Yeah, no, you were being a bitch,"
even, like, if you're like, "I'm sorry, like,
that
I
I was
was"
being mean
he
or
like,
rude.
"No,
So
I should've
yeah.
put my socks in the hamper." Like, just because of who he is, like
I should have done this. I'm trying to hold myself accountable, or at least I think I am. He's like, when the fuck were you being mean? It's
'cause
just
it's
like, are you
when
serious?
you get in a healthy relationship, you're like, "What is this?
Yeah.
What the fuck?"
I'm so used to being
You're like Jack Skellington when he finds Christmas Land or whatever the fuck they call it.
what's this?
"What's this?
What's
What's this?" Yeah, that's us.
so yeah, those are like just these are hard it's hard truths to admit about ourselves after working and I'm not saying that we're perfect now because we work so hard. It's just it's hard to admit the things that we still struggle with,
Yeah,
you know?
no, yeah. Even like, another red flag for me that I do is I cut people off
Yeah,
in
you
conversation.
do.
So do you.
Oh, I thought you meant in relationships. Like, you cut people off. It's like, no, you do because you don't put up with shit, and you're talking about cutting people off in sentences.
Well, so I feel like I don't do it as much. Well, okay, so cutting people off, like, in real life.
Okay, now we're talking about
Yeah,
real
'cause I
life.
know, like, I was making a joke that I cut people off in conversations because someone said that I did that to you, and then you're like, "Yeah, you do that," and it's like, "Bitch, so do you, the fuck?"
Dude, it's
It's
ADHD, you know?
just out here unmedicated, raw dog in life.
No, I'm medicated
I'm
now.
medicated for some
I'm
stuff.
still struggling.
It's like, so the fucked up thing is, like, I feel like there was people that I kept in my life far longer than I should have, and then there's people that I cut off who probably could have used another chance.
Oh,
But
I
actually,
don't
no, I have no
gonna say,
regrets. No regrets.
I was gonna say, cause no. Cause if you weren't gonna cut them off, I would've done it for you.
She coming for you.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, no, I don't think that's a red flag though, cutting people off.
No. No, it's not. I
Sometimes a
think
motherfucker just gotta go.
the
Bye,
red flag
bitch.
comes from, like, let's say
Bye,
you
Felicia.
cut someone off because they gave you the wrong shade of pink. I don't know.
I mean, that's legit though.
No,
You know I don't fuck around with pink. Pink is life. Pink is my favorite color. You give me like some neon shit and I'm
you miss like
never
this. What
speaking
is
to
it?
you again.
Salmon color instead of. I'm just kidding.
No, I actually like salmon color.
Oh, never mind.
But yeah, see, you
Okay.
don't even know me. That's
I'm
fucked
leaving
up.
this podcast.
No, you're not. I told you this is like a gang. There's only one
Yeah.
way you leaving.
Um.
Let me call my partner. Be like, what are my red flags? No, because then he's gonna like, then he'll hurt my feelings. Because he'll be like, oh, you do like, I don't know. He'll be
Yeah.
like,
No.
oh, you do this, and I'll be like, oh my god.
No,
You
there
hate me.
okay,
So
is there a
okay, I
difference?
overthink. Is that a red flag? I don't
Well,
know.
we mentioned that before. Wait, is there a difference between hard hard a red flag and flaws? No, I mean, there is.
I mean, I have a way
Longer list flaws?
flaws. Yeah, like yeah.
Okay, so never mind then.
So like a red flag. So I'm trying to think of another what's a red flag you think I have? I know you think I'm perfect. Love you for that. Finally someone sees me. I can't think of one for you either. Like one that I would be like, that's a red flag. I can't think.
Yeah.
Like I think it's like it's interesting to think about relationships in like the concept of friendship too, because you hear relationships and you think romantic, but like relationships are many different forms.
Yeah.
So let's talk about friendship.
Okay, there you go. So when I think about friendships, especially in our 30s or just kind of like both of us have our own lives, right? We're adults, we have our own lives. You have kids, I don't have kids, and I feel like a lot of the time when people are talking about their adult relationships, especially well, I met you when you already had your kids, but a lot of the time it's like two friends and one had kids like and so like while they're paying attention to their newborn, the other one feels, oh, you don't have time for me anymore, blah blah blah. So
Yeah.
it's kind of like,
Yeah.
would you say like maybe we met at the perfect time?
Well, I mean, maybe, but I mean, I also think that if like we met before one of us, because I feel like you and I have always accommodated like whatever was going on.
Yeah, that's true. That's
And I
true.
feel like we would have always done that. I
Yeah.
mean, I haven't always been that friend to people like, they have a newborn. I'm like, I don't want nothing to do with that. And I mean, there's been times I've been a bad friend. And then like social media has everyone thinking that they should get access to you 24/7. And it's like, if you're busy, that's fine. If I'm busy, that's fine. Like, we have our own lives and we're
Yeah.
totally cool with, it's like if I'm like, "Hey, do you wanna go do this?" Or you're like, "Oh, like, I'm going to see my family this weekend," or I
Or I had
can't,
a really long day and I
yeah.
yeah.
And I'm like, "Oh, that's totally cool."
Yeah.
There's people who are like, "Oh my god, you don't care about our friendship." It's like,
Yeah.
get fucked. Like, we
Yeah.
were literally hanging out at my house the other day. It was me, you, and another friend of ours. And then, like, I just got up and went to my computer and started playing my game because I was socially done. And you
Yeah.
guys were totally fucking chill about it.
Yeah. Yeah. We were just chilling on the couch
Yeah.
waiting for our social batteries to die.
And it's yeah, no, like, the whole idea of social media has people thinking that their friends need to be available to them 24/7.
Right.
And it's like, that's cute when you're, like, 17,
Mhm.
but in your 30s, it's like, I have a job. I have to make dinner. I have to
Right.
like,
Yeah.
sometimes I don't wanna talk or do
Yeah.
anything. And, like, does that make
No, it
sense?
makes sense. What do you think, specifically, like we did at least, or some tips that you have that helped us stay close even when life got busy?
I mean, so, like, we always still check on each other, but we also, like, accept each other, like, as we are. Like, I don't like leaving my house.
Yeah.
So most of the time we hang out, you come to me.
Right.
I'm getting better.
But again, I never cared,
No, but
remember?
you're like, "Hey, like, I
Yeah.
know,"
Like
so
it
it's like
worked for us at that time.
yeah,
And then
yeah,
when I started to kind of like then life came hitting me,
yeah,
like a little differently. And I was like, hey, I want to just stay home. Like we'll hang out another time. And you were like, absolutely. Like, and that's the thing. Like because of the fact that like you understood that
yeah,
because you were like, hey, like I just want to be home. Understood that. So when it was my time to like not my time, but when it was me who got to the point where I'm like, "Hey, I really just can't even, like, go outside an adult right now." You were like, "No, I understand."
yeah, and, like, that's yeah, because I've had people before where it's like, I'm like, "Hey, like, I'm not up to hanging out, or I'm not up to doing this," and then it's like this whole big thing, and it's like, they take it personal, and bitch, it ain't even about you.
Yeah.
I'm fucking tired
Yeah.
doing the job we do too. It's like sometimes you leave work, you're
Oh my
exhausted, you're
god,
mentally
yeah.
drained, you don't
Yep.
wanna, and you can't take shit personal. Like, if you're like, "No, I just wanna be home, I had a long day." It has nothing to do with me, I don't need to take it
Right.
personal. So my tip is accept your friends for who they are.
Check in. You said that.
Yeah,
You
check
said that we
in,
used to check in,
but they
and I
also
think
don't
that's
owe
good.
you every minute of their life.
Yeah. But it and
And
I
canceled plans are totally fine.
oh my god, yeah. Yeah.
Girl, we be excited over canceled plans.
We do. But I think that's where, like, we come in and we just always text each other anyway. Like,
Oh,
we just take
yeah.
a second or, even though you text me, "Are you dead?" When I
All
don't
the time,
respond right
all the time.
away,
Like, "Are
but
you dad?
but,
Because what are you
yeah.
doing besides being my friend?" "Oh, yeah, you have a whole life." Yeah, yeah.
That's fair. You know what I love though? So with that accommodation, I wasn't just like because you had 3 kids, and when I met you, they were young. Like,
Or
how old were they?
oh my god, I think, like, 8, 7, and 5 maybe?
There you
Maybe a little
go.
younger?
Yeah, and, like, so they were young, so you couldn't just leave your 5-year-old at home or your 8, you know what I
I mean, I
mean?
could've, but it's generally frowned upon, so I didn't do that.
Wait, no, you
I'm
didn't till
kidding, I
this
wouldn't do
point.
that. Wouldn't do
Um, what, 6 years later, they literally consider me their aunt.
Oh, yeah, like, they just had a sleepover with you. Like, they
Yes, and
love the
it
shit out of
was
you. Yeah, yeah.
such a fun time. I'm their aunt, my boyfriend is their uncle,
Yeah,
like,
I love that.
official it feels so real, like,
Yeah.
we're related. And, like, I love them like they are my, like, biological nieces, you know what I
You
mean?
spoil them too much, but I love it.
I do. I love it too. But I basically I became part of the family, and regardless of how different our lives are, it works for us.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
it
yeah.
still works for us. It's gonna sound really corny, very cliche, but I really do feel like our friendship kinda just became like 2 puzzle pieces that just happened to fit
Yeah,
perfectly. Like,
yeah.
it just
The thing I love just,
flowed.
like, the one thing I love about our friendship, and I feel like more people should take this into account when, like, making friends, you don't expect anything from me. And I don't mean, like, gifts, like, on your birthday, like, you are just like, "No, like, you're not," and, like, that goes so far.
And that goes I feel like that goes for all relationships as well, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. Like, if you expect too much from people, and especially if you're not accepting them for how they are and they're not meeting your expectations,
Mhm.
that's your fucking
Yeah,
problem. Go
yeah. You
build a
know,
bitch somewhere else.
friendships, relationships, when you meet them a certain way
Yeah,
and then you're trying to change them, it's just
yeah.
like, well, what did you expect,
Yeah, it's
you
like, I was
know?
never like that. I don't plan on ever being
Right,
like that, like
right, right.
yeah.
Exactly. Do you ever feel like, because I know, like, when you're forming friendships and you're getting to know someone, um we had to learn about each other throughout time and be anxious in the beginning because we don't know if we hit each other yet. um
I was like, "I don't know this shady bitch." No, just kidding. Oh my god, I would never say that to your face.
but like, did you feel like at any point in our relationship, whoa, did you feel
We are in a
we
relationship,
are
I
in a
knew
relationship,
it.
in a friendship, any point in our friendship, did you ever feel like we had a hard time practicing boundaries? Like, I'll give you an example. Like, well, an example could be like, I had one. I was gonna say like,
I
oh, like I'm gonna repeat it because I wanted it to flow
Yeah, go
better.
ahead.
But basically, like, oh, okay. For example, we had a hard day. I haven't seen you for a while, and you're like, "Hey, Jess, can you come hang out?" But I just had a hard day, and I'm like, "Oh man." Like, you know what I mean? And I'm like, I really don't feel like going out right now, after a hard day of work, whatever, whatever. Do you feel like something as simple as that, like we had a hard time with boundaries?
I don't know if, like, that's how I would explain it. I mean, there's definitely times I'm like, if I ask you to do something, I worry that you're gonna say yes even if you don't want to. Um, Maybe not so much now,
I was
but
gonna
I think
say I did before. Not that I didn't want to even, just I think it was just the timing. But yeah, you're right. Like I did at some point.
the one thing I worry about if I, like, like, not respect boundaries or, like, go too far is so, like, there has been times in my life where for, like, the majority of the people in my life, I am the go-to person, and that is very chaotic, and that's a lot. It's feeling like the weight of the world on your
Mhm.
shoulders.
Yeah.
Um, but you are my go-to person. So, like, anytime I'm having, like, a hard day or like, sometimes I worry, "Oh my god, am I being too much?"
Yeah.
Am I
No, that
doing to
makes
her what
sense.
so many other people did to me?
Yeah.
So but other
But
than
you're
that,
just
like
being considerate
yeah,
too,
but, like, I
though.
feel like I could be no, I feel like I can draw boundaries with you, and
Yeah.
it's
Oh my
fine.
god, yeah. No, I'm not gonna lie. I think like the first half of our friendship, it was. different. But again, we're getting to know each
Oh,
other.
yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
want to seem like I didn't care. I didn't want to seem like I didn't want to do something for you. So it obviously was going to be a little difficult to say no, especially like I do have a history and maybe a present of being a people pleaser.
I
Um,
mean, I
but
think I do too, but
yeah, but
that's
right now you're right. At this time, it
yeah,
really is easy to tell you if I don't want to do something, if I don't like something. That it's not a problem.
yeah, I don't think you're a people pleaser. I think you can say no when you want. I think you're just a very giving. You
I
just wanna spread the love.
I think so too, but it's just really hard. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I mean one at one point I said I was both. Remember, like okay, I can be a people pleaser, and I will say no if I want to, but I'm not always going to.
What fucks me up is, like, I know I'm a people pleaser, and I don't even be liking the people that I'm pleasing, and it's but, like, the people that I love, I'm not a people because I know I don't have to be that way, so
Right,
it's
right.
yeah. Don't be a fucking people pleaser. Fuck
It's
people.
complicated.
Fuck those people.
There you go. That's how our friendship evolved then, getting to know each other. We didn't know what to expect. We had a lot of trust issues.
Oh, yeah,
Do you
yeah.
remember at one point I asked you straight up, like, I need to talk to you. I really need to ask you something. And you're like, yeah, 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 what's up? I literally asked you if you ever say things about me or like to other people or remember
Yeah,
that? And
yeah.
it was weird, but the reason why I asked you is because like that at that point I already obviously cared so much about our friendship. And I just felt like I needed to know. And like at that I was also surrounded by people I didn't trust. So
Oh,
it's
yeah,
just
no,
like
and I think that's a like, I think that's a common thing to
yeah,
struggle
like I
with,
didn't want
like,
you to be one of those
you
people. So I
yeah,
just felt the need
especially when you're
to
used to being
confirm.
stabbed in the fucking back by people you
Yeah,
think, like,
exactly.
care about you. It's like, "Oh, like, is this just another one of those situations?" Oh,
Exactly.
yeah. No,
Yeah.
I get it.
And I remember when it came to friendship, my sisters were always like, how do I say this? They were protective because they always used to tell me that they don't like the people that I make friends with. And I'm just like, what do you mean? And they're like, how they always saw it before I did.
That's how it goes. That's how it
Yeah.
goes. Like, yeah. Wait till you have kids too. You will see shit from a mile away, and your kid will be like, "He's not like that, mom." And then it will fucking be like that, and then you'll be like, "See, see,
I
the fuck I
heard.
tell you."
I heard that's how it goes. I heard that's how it goes.
And family is another thing. So, like you said, your sister's family is another type of relationship.
Yeah, that's true. And after having like, when you step into adulthood, you are making your own decisions. You have your own expectations.
Bro, I've been
You're
making my own decisions since I was like 9.
okay, I guess it's just about me
Thanks,
then.
mom.
Oh my god. Yeah. So yeah, so you have your own, you form with that said,
It's probably why I never made good decisions. But please keep going. Keep going.
with that said, did you notice how when you start going back home after, you go to college and you have new people in your life, you start to create your own life, right? Or build your own life. And then you start going back home. Do you notice like you feel different? And it's just kind of like, holy shit, this isn't
So
my
it's
normal anymore.
yeah, no, that's really interesting to think about it like that, because I had a much different experience. Like, I moved out for the first time at 15. Yeah,
Oh wow.
it's a lot to unpack there, but we won't get into that now. And then yeah, so the first time I moved out, I was 15. And then, like, I went back once or twice, after that, but yeah, so
Okay. Well, then that sounds like it was a period of you not spending time with family, right?
well, yeah, yeah,
Okay. So
like
like, and obviously now, like knowing you and being in each other's lives. Your mom comes to visit. You talk to your family. You talk
yeah.
to your brother. So do you ever feel the difference though in like who you are as a person back when you were like under your parents' roof versus the point where you have your own life, your own place?
Girl, they didn't have a roof.
Oh my god.
Could I say that? Is that okay?
I
No,
mean,
I know what you mean, I know what you mean. But yeah, no, I mean, like, I mean, I would hope that would be the case for everyone, right? Like,
yeah.
you wanna grow up, you wanna be different.
Okay. So you had like it sounds like you had like a complicated relationship with them before,
Yeah, I think
right?
doesn't everyone? No?
Well,
Shit.
well, my question is like how did you manage to get to the point today like where you stay connected without like losing yourself in a sense, losing your values, kind of maintaining your like emotional stability or mental stability. You know what I mean? Like
Fair. But, like, cause it could be hard too, like, you obviously change, once you leave home and you develop different types of, like, habits and different types of, you know, routines and different types of definitions of normal. And then
your
you go
values.
around, yeah, like,
Yeah.
then you go back around your family and it's, the same stuff that was always
Hmm.
happening before, and then you get really, like, triggered by it,
Yeah.
for lack of a better word.
Yeah.
Um, so, I mean, that definitely still happens. Like, I'll bring my mom over, and then she'll say some smart ass ignorant shit, and then I'm like, "Oh, mom, why would you do that?" Like, I think just, like, as you grow up and then you realize, like, your relationship with your parents is, yeah, like, it is what it is, and
Hmm.
you learn to kind of accept them for who they are, and it's okay that you're different, and just,
Hmm.
you
Like,
know
don't lose yourself.
yeah, yeah, be like,
I mean,
"Okay, like, that's," like, "You are who you are, and I am who I am, and
yeah.
that's okay."
And that sounds,
And that's I don't mean to cut you off, I'm sorry, but, like, that's how I deal with
yeah.
it.
And it just, I was gonna say, don't lose yourself. Or I said, don't lose yourself, and I didn't mean to make it sound so negative. It's just that that is only a certain. There's only one part of you, right? The version you are with your family. You're gonna develop more of like it's like parts of your personality just kind of slowly comes out over time.
Yeah,
So when you
yeah.
finally have your own life, your own independence, you start to learn more about yourself. Like, oh wow, this is the things I like, this is the things that I value, this is the things that I don't like. And so for me, I'm it wasn't, I've always had, I mean, I was always daddy's girl. That's never been, questioned. I love my parents. My
Yeah, me too,
Yeah.
like, always,
Yeah.
always. Even
I'm
through all,
not.
like, we all have our stories and our
Yeah.
traumas,
I was gonna
you
say
still love your family at the end of the
yeah.
day, yeah.
And I'm not gonna sit here and say like, "Oh my god, my relationship was." No, it wasn't. It really wasn't. Did I fight with my sisters? Yeah, of course. Did I want to slap the shit out of them when we were younger? Oh my god, yes. But we're actually closer now.
I know, I look at you and your sisters, and then I just hope that, like, my daughters are like that because they fucking fight like cats and dogs now, and I wanna, like, tie them together and just be like, "Work female fight club."
And that's why
Fucking
no, and that's why I tell you too. I was like, "Hey, like I wouldn't worry." Like, cause
yeah.
look at Sahara. She is such a good big sister.
Oh, she is, she's
Like,
so protective.
so, that's why I always tell you, like, "No, don't worry." Like, me and my sisters fought probably worse than
Okay,
your
okay.
girls, and we've gotten to a point where, like, we're basically each other's besties now. But I won't lie, like, we still have qualities that I feel does get on each other's bad side. So, like, I mentioned in the last, episode that I've worked so hard to get to where I am. One thing I did not mention was patience.
I still don't have
No, I think you have more than you think you do. Doesn't mean you're gonna like it. Just kidding. But yeah, no, like patience is one, and by that I just mean like I will notice certain things that like I stop for lack of a better way of explaining it, dealing with certain things.
you stop giving a shit.
Yeah. Well, no, no, no. Actually, I stopped dealing with certain behavior, certain mentality, and then I realize when I go back home, sometimes it's still there. And it's just kinda like, "Oh, Jesus Christ, why am I triggered?" Like, I thought I grew from this. And it's not to say anything about them as individuals. Again, like, I've just, like, went out into the world,
Oh, yeah, no.
experienced different
Yep.
people, changed my habits. You know what
And
I
I think
mean?
that's a normal, like,
Yeah, yeah.
you go, you see your mom, she fucking breathes the wrong way, and you're like, "My day's ruined now, thanks." Like,
Not mine.
no,
My mom is sweet.
she is very sweet. My mom's like a Sour Patch Kid. She's sour first, and then she's sweet, and then you're like, "Wow, I don't even like candy."
Yeah. Big one for me when it comes to family, like, relationships is breaking the cycles.
Oh my god, girl.
You learn to normalize so many things growing up, and then you realize how not okay it was. You understand as you literally said this the other day. Yeah, like when it came to raising your daughters, there was so much that you were changing from like what you were used to.
And I remember worrying too, like, about my youngest, who's 12. I was like, "Is she kinda young for her age?" And then I realized, no, she acts her age, and that's the thing, like, I
Yeah.
she didn't have to grow up too fast, she doesn't have to be responsible for things that she doesn't need to be
Mhm.
responsible for, and I was looking at it through, my perspective of how I was at that age,
Right.
and it's like, "Oh,
Right.
it's breaking the cycles."
Yeah. Yeah. That's really good to hear. It definitely is. For me, I really do think that it's in the way we communicate. My family, as much as I love them, communication is not a strength.
We also have to realize too, like, it's a cycle that was passed on to them as well. So
Yes.
it's
Yes.
I
Yes.
truly feel like parents do the best they know how to,
And they did.
and they weren't always taught.
Like, I knew that, but for some reason, it didn't set in, though, until recently. I was sitting there and I was like, "Oh, what they really did do the best they could." Like, I see how my dad feels guilty sometimes
Oh, yeah, like,
with
same, like, I'll
how
talk to my dad and, he'll be like, "Oh, I'm sorry
yeah.
about something that happened 20
Right,
years
right, and
ago,"
you're
and
like,
it's
"Oh,
like
wow, surprised," right?
I don't give
Um,
a fuck.
I'm not
Like,
necessarily surprised, but,
but you realize that they were doing what they knew how to at the
yeah,
time. Yeah.
yeah, and it's just kinda like
'Cause even as a parent now, I look back to, like, when the girls were younger, and I'm like, "Oh, damn, I really wish I did some of that stuff differently." You don't fucking know that at the time, so
yeah, and you made the decision to change it,
yeah. Oh,
that's
yeah.
what's important.
Yeah, because breaking
Oh,
cycles is how you prevent generational trauma,
yeah,
which is what most of us have.
yeah.
Because our parents were traumatized by their parents, and their parents were traumatized by that, and it's just a fucking cycle passed down from one fucked up person to the next,
But you know what,
and then now we're
though?
all on fucking SSRIs and antidepressants because someone in the 1940s didn't go to fucking therapy, like
What I notice I'm trying to do is not I mean, I haven't started a new generation yet, just saying, but I'm still working on, like, helping my family learn how to better communicate. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not what I do love is I'm not sitting here saying, like, "Oh, you know what? My family are assholes, and, I'm not gonna do that with my kids." No, I'm actually sitting here like, "Hey, guys, let's do better."
like,
And
"Hey,
they're
guys, watch how you fucking speak
to each
watch how
other.
you fucking speak to me." No, just kidding.
No, and, like, they're receptive. I believe my sisters are very receptive, like, if I tell them something, they listen. They wanna change too, you know
My
what I
dad's
mean?
like that too, like, if
Oh,
I'm just
actually
kinda like, "You did this and it bothered me," he'll be like, "Okay," like,
oh,
he'll
he's getting the
constantly
hang of it.
try
Oh, okay, okay.
to do better, yeah.
Yeah. With my sisters and, like, this is something that I really appreciate is, like, they're willing to learn. And it's just like, I can't go home and be like, "Oh my god, this is why I don't like to come."
This
No,
is
it's
why I drink.
like, that's what they're used to. I can't, like, blame them entirely on, like, not like, sometimes not being able to manage their emotions or their reactions. It's like, "Hello, my dad can't seem to figure that out yet. Why am I gonna I can't" you know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna point fingers at my sisters. No, when I talk to my sisters and I tell them, like, "Hey, you know what? Like, I just really need you to hear me out. There are people who wouldn't treat you like this." And because, we have such a good relationship, they're very receptive. They hear me out. They believe me. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Oh,
It's
yeah.
as corny as it sounds, they believe me, and they were always willing to, like, improve. And they're like, "Hey, like it." The way that they behave is you can tell that they struggle with it, but they want to. You can't blame
I
them for
mean,
what they don't really
yeah,
know.
it's the effort that counts, though. Like, even
Yeah,
if but you don't gotta be perfect. Just
yeah,
be trying.
and they always are.
Just don't try me,
Um,
because 'cause I'll cut you off. Also, can I just say, like, don't take our advice because 'cause we're not relationship counselors.
mhm,
We're just trauma dumping.
I think they know.
Okay.
Yeah, but
I don't wanna ruin anyone's life.
disclaimer.
Disclaimer, we don't even take our own advice.
Oh my god. Um, yeah, and, like, despite the struggles that you and I face with our families, we are still very well connected. We are still very close. It's not something that we stop working at, you
Oh, yeah,
know?
no, I mean, it's definitely something you wanna keep trying
Yeah,
because eventually time will run out, and you don't wanna have that, like, "Oh, well, should I have tried this? Should I have done that?" It's
yeah.
like, it is what it is,
I
and
mean, over the years, though, it's been a huge improvement. It
oh, yeah,
it can only
yeah.
go up from here.
Yeah.
No, that's not
Well, no, because I mean, you also like, you get older and you realize, like, like, especially with parents, it's like, you got some internal shit going on, and that has nothing to do with me, and you start to learn that, they're just a little kid that wasn't hugged enough, some shit like that.
Yeah.
Whether it's romantic, friendship, family, relationships are complicated. They all take work, they all take compromise. Sometimes you gotta cut a bitch off. But yeah, yeah. I mean, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
And that wraps up our relationship segment.
All right, are we doing hot takes?
Yes.
Time for our hot takes relationship edition. Jess, do you want to start us off?
Yeah. Social media and cell phone use impact dinner table interactions and family bonding.
So, okay, like during the times that we sit down and like have dinner as a family, we do try to have like the put your phone away, 5 minutes off your phone won't kill you. But then there's mom checking her message. Like I'm so bad about it, but I agree. Like,
Yeah.
or if me and my partner are out to dinner together, it's like I'm trying to
Consciously.
consciously um avoid my phone because it's rude. It kind of, you're not in the moment. You're on fucking Facebook or
Exactly.
Insta, Snapchat, whatever the fuck you're
Yeah.
on. Like, yeah. But
Snap clap.
snap clap. That sounds
That's
like
what
an
Chloe used to
STD.
say. Oh my God. That's how
You
Chloe
got
used
the
to
snap
say.
clap.
Chloe used to say snap clap. Chat. Um,
So yeah, I mean, like, and then there's nights when I get home from work, like, we both get home from work and we're like, dinner's a frozen pizza, fucking do whatever. And then, if you're like just eating, but we're not like sitting down to have a family dinner, stay on your phone. I don't give a shit.
oh, I see what you mean. Okay, so it varies within your household. And see, like it's different now too. So with my family, I don't think that's something that my parents like at all.
Being on
Like
your phone, like,
yeah,
oh,
like
okay.
just because like honestly, not just my parents, my sisters, they be coming after me. Like, no, I guess we're not gonna do this. She's like, why? Because you're on your fucking phone. That's why. It's just like, oh goddamn, okay, I'm sorry. Like,
Like, I do that too in just normal conversation. Like, you'll be talking to me and then I just look at my phone and then you'll
mm-hmm,
stop talking. And then I'm like,
mm-hmm.
wait, what?
I'm surprised you don't get on the phone when we're doing this.
Because I'm, well, it's rude to get on your phone when you're talking, Jessica.
So yeah, I mean, I feel like that's pretty logical, but I also feel like it's different with families.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Like, and
Um,
I'm definitely the mom now that's like, "You're always on that phone," even though I'm also always on that phone,
yeah.
so guilty.
So
Alright, so the next one is how to get on the same page with money, especially when one partner is a spender and the other is a saver. Alright, I feel personally attacked, first of all, because my partner is very good with money. He's very good at budgeting, he's very good at saving, he's just fantastic, and I'm over here trying to make it rain, like, Bill
spend,
fucking
spend,
Gates,
spend.
bro, like, I'm
Oh,
like, "Oh, I like that, I want it, we should buy all this," and you can't do that when your rent is $1,000,000 and, fucking electricity is through the roof and gas is $5 a gallon, like,
you have to choose between like we're gonna eat or like be able to travel to work.
yeah, no, but see, he's so good at budgeting, we never have to like, we don't end up in situations where it's like, "Are we
Right.
gonna buy food? Are we gonna," like,
Yeah.
thankfully,
Yeah.
um
So initially, when you told me about how your arrangement was, at first I'm like, oh wow, okay, yeah. I mean, I didn't think much of it, but over time, I was just kind of like, do you have any say in your money though? Like, right? Remember, like I
Oh,
would
yeah, yeah,
question
I
it,
was like, "No, no, no," it's not like he's like,
like you can't do this, and
You can't touch that
yeah,
money." It was just, like, more of, like, having conversations and discussions, like, for big purchases or, like,
yeah,
talking out, like,
and you're not spending $200 at Walmart or Five
it was
Below.
$400 at Walmart, and mind your fucking business, bro, okay? I think there was also a time too I spent, like, $400 at Five Below. I don't know, like,
How do you do that? There's not
I
even
don't
that many
know.
nice things.
I don't even like, I go to these stores and I don't even know what I need. Like, the store will tell me when I get there. And that's the fucking problem.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
so, his way of thinking is like, okay, like if you are going to like if the kids need clothes or the
yeah.
kids need school supplies, like come up with a budget, like, all right, we're gonna try to spend this amount per kid and then, try to stick into that. And it works wonders.
I was gonna say, then you're more
Yeah.
attentive of what you're th- you're more attentive on what you're actually taking with you, because I feel like when you think about the budget or just not wanting to spend too much, you're like, do I really need that? But if you didn't have a a limit. You're just, oh, this is cute. I'm gonna get it
Oh,
anyway.
yeah. Do you know how many times I've bought clothes and they just hung in my closet for, like, 2 years with
With the tick,
the tags
yes,
still on them because it's like I
I saw it,
impulsive yeah, I impulsively bought it.
and then you never wear
Never
it,
wore
but
it.
it's pretty in your
It's like I'll buy
closet.
something, it's like, I'm not shaped good enough to wear that now, but I will be someday.
Fucking feel
So
that.
then I buy
Oh
it
my
and then I
god.
still am shaped like a plum, so it just sits there.
Oh my god. So I used to think it was weird, but now I get it. And like I actually wanted to like I had a brief conversation with my boyfriend about like, hey, would you like to take over? Because and then I realized we're both spenders.
So you need to get someone else
Not
no,
to manage the
to
money, you
manage the
mean?
money,
Oh,
not to
oh,
date.
oh, oh, okay,
Jesus, I'm not a
okay. I was gonna
monster.
say. um, so yeah, so we need to come up with a new plan because the one you guys have doesn't work for us.
No, and, yeah, I think the way that we do it only works if, like, one of you is really good with money. And I'm
That
so
makes
thankful to
sense. That
have
makes sense.
someone who is really good with money because we would probably be homeless if it were left up to me. Because I like shopping.
Yeah.
Like, anytime any minor inconvenience, I'm like, "I'm gonna go buy a purse." Don't need one.
Yeah.
I have so many pairs of shoes, they won't even fit on all my shoe racks, but yeah,
Yeah.
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 So,
Ooh, I got a good one for you.
okay.
Ooh. Sorry.
Alright, girl.
Keeping the peace often just means enabling dysfunction. Megan.
You know what? I quit. I'm calling my therapist,
How
and we're
long
gonna
were you
talk about you.
how long were you saying that? And I wanted to
I'm just keeping the peace. Um, and like my partner used to say, you can't just, what was it, go along to get along because like he would notice it
of
too.
course, yeah.
And like yeah, when you deal with toxic people and you know that if you aren't trying to people please them, it's fucking World War III. So you're definitely trying to keep the peace, and all it does is you're fucking left miserable, and they're happy go lucky because they're in their fucking delusion. And then you realize that, like, yeah, you're just allowing the dysfunction to continue. So sometimes you just need to go full fucking napalm. I don't even know what that means, but I hear people say it in Call of Duty.
Oh my
So
god.
yeah, and just annihilate a motherfucker.
Can I just add to that?
Go ahead.
Do you think that the family dynamic would have lasted that long though if you weren't trying to keep the peace? Do you think it would have been worse otherwise with somebody like that?
Seeing how specific situations played out,
Oh,
I wonder if things would have sorted themselves out a lot sooner if I
okay.
didn't keep the fucking peace.
That makes
Napalm that
sense.
shit.
That makes sense. Okay.
I don't even know what that means. I hope I'm using it correctly. Sorry to all the Call of Duty players.
No, that makes sense. You're right.
Yeah, like, no, there's definitely been times when it's like, "Oh, I was doing all of this to try to keep the peace," and it's like, had I just fucking went full on war mode, I think shit would have sorted itself out a long time ago.
Yeah, honestly, I that makes sense. I
So
can see that.
don't keep peace.
It's no point.
Be the
Like
problem.
you
Be
rather
the
just
whole problem.
get to the outcome sooner than later, really.
Yeah. Yeah, and I feel like when you keep the peace, because first of all, if you're saying, "Oh, I'm doing this just to keep the peace," it's probably a toxic situation.
That right.
Because in normal, healthy situations, you don't have to keep the peace.
But you know what though, can I say like and tell me if you disagree. I feel like as shitty as this might sound, I feel like you needed that lesson that way for you to finally stop pleasing those who only hurt you.
Yeah,
I mean, you grew
yeah.
so much,
Like,
but you know what I mean? Like you've reached a point certain people got you so tired that you now do not tolerate
oh
as
yeah, like
much bullshit
one
as you were.
sign of like
Yeah.
inconsistency or like any type of fuckery, I'm like,
Yeah.
they gotta go. They
Yeah.
gotta go. I can never speak to them again. And I mean, that might be a
And
fucking
it's easier for
problem.
you now because you
Oh
felt
yeah.
but no, because you used to feel bad about it before and now it's easier for you to process that. Now you're
Oh
just like,
yeah. Yeah.
"No, if you're no good for me, I'm not going to sit here and lie self-report
Yeah,
it."
like if you're bad for me, you gotta go.
Yep.
You gotta go, bitch. I don't
Peace.
care where you go, but you can't stay here.
There you go. And that's the relationship advice you didn't ask for.
From people you probably shouldn't trust. But here we are. You can follow us on social media or email us at the between us two podcast at gmail.com. And we will talk to you guys next week.